Deya's story is as good as Nahida is meta? So very? So really good. Okay, yes, great. Just, I was questioning myself on that one. That's good. Okay, from 2 people I've heard now that they liked the story quest, so let's do it. All right, going to the Grand Bazaar. I guess, yeah, we'll start in on the story quest.
Paimon's trying to remember. What else did we put on our shopping list?
It's always us shopping in the Grand Bazaar. That's always how we walk into quests now.
Oh, what a mouth-watering smell. Paimon would know the aroma of biryani anywhere. Let's go get some.
That wasn't on our list, was it?
We can still add it to the list.
Well, if it isn't the Traveler and Paimon. Wasn't expecting to see you here.
Oh,
Hello there. Oh, it's been quite a while.
Dunyarzad, yeah, we haven't seen her since the main quest. I'm not surprised she's in Deya's story quest, though.
Huh. So you two are still hanging out together. Dehya, didn't you say last time that you were gonna head back to the desert?
I said I was going to resign from being her bodyguard, not that our friendship was over. We're still the best of friends. The Holmayanis also still post jobs from time to time. Their pay is always generous, so me and the other mercs never pass them up.
I told Dehya to just stay at our place when she took one of those jobs a few days ago. My parents were delighted. They even said that it always felt like we were missing someone whenever Dehya wasn't around.
That sounds like something they would say, all right. They're always so welcoming. Anyway, the job is already taken care of, so I was gonna head back to the brigade as soon as I finished a little shopping. But the master kept insisting, and I ended up staying for another day.
You can stay for as many days as you want, Dehya. Father hasn't even gotten around to treating you to his best dishes yet.
You know I'm not the kind of person to stay put in one place like that, my lady. Don't worry, though. There'll always be next time.
Ah, cute. Okay, the question is, will this story quest be... The problem we've had with story quests recently is that they actually don't give us any insight into the character. There's no story regarding the character, the playable character. It's an NPC-driven quest that the playable character is a part of. We did Al-Haytham's quest most recently, Nahida's quest, I mean a little bit Sino's quest, Nilu's quest as well? A little bit. All of the Sumeru quests kind of, I wouldn't say we've gotten really like backstory, character, personality from any of those. So that's the question here. Will this be a Dehya quest or will it be a Dunyarzad / another NPC quest? That's what we'll see. Oh, you'll get a Dehya-centric story. Okay, good. I'm hearing things I'm liking.
What? She said they'll treat you to the best dishes. I can't believe you can still refuse that!
But wait, didn't you say last time that you would take me on a trip to the desert? Why don't you just take me with you today, when you leave?
Yeah, trip with your Dunyarzad and Dehya, let's go!
There are so many places I still haven't visited yet.
I'm sorry, my lady, but no can do. There's still a few things I need to take care of back at the brigade. Besides, the desert hasn't exactly been the most peaceful place lately.
Dang it, no trip.
Oh, come on. Not this again. That's also what you said last time and the time before that.
I know, I'm sorry. Just give me some more time, and I promise I'll plan the best trip ever for you.
All right, fine. To be perfectly honest, it's not that I wanted to go, it's more like... I feel like something is off about you lately. Ever since you first set foot on the estate a few days ago, you've been acting anxious and even paranoid. Have you been delaying our trip because you've run into some kind of trouble?
Nah, are you kidding? You're worrying too much.
Dehya, what is it? You're keeping secrets. Don't keep secrets between friends.
Would you swear on that? Friends shouldn't lie to each other, you know. I wouldn't pry any further if you're willing to swear on what you just said. But if something really is bothering you, then just tell me. You know I'll help you however I can.
Oh, looks like Junior Zod was onto something.
You're too perceptive, my lady. Seems I can't hide anything from you. I just thought that nothing good could come out of telling you about the messy happenings of mercenaries. Knowing too much only leads to more trouble. Mercenary life is a dog-eat-dog world where Mora reigns supreme. Everything operates on a completely different set of rules.
That doesn't change anything about what I just said, though. We're still friends, and I can only support you if I understand what's bothering you.
My lady, you're not gonna stop until you drag it out of me, are ya?
Nope. But I mean, she doesn't have to get involved. Just tell her. Just unload what you're thinking about, your troubles.
All right.
Unless
I'll
it's
share what I
Dehya that
know.
did something
Let's go
that's not
somewhere
so
else
savory.
first. This isn't exactly the best place for a discussion. Okay, let's talk here. Just try not to draw any extra attention.
Oh, that ship has long sailed. I mean, Dehya is drawing the most attention here. Have you seen this cape? All this metal work? This jewelry? She is extra to head to toe. I learned from a TV show that good friends understand that sometimes we have secrets that we keep to ourselves. Oh, that is true. That you don't need to. Yeah, okay. I mean, I understand both sides of it.
As you may already know, the Eremites have both a lot of mercenaries and a complex organizational structure. Many mercs are no different than me, just going around looking for jobs to earn some mora. My brigade is called the Blazing Beasts. We're not a large group, but every member is loyal and brave. However, not all Eremite brigades are like mine. Some are willing to cross all kinds of lines for the sake of mora. The most notorious is a faction known as Deshret's Relics.
Deshret's Relics? Judging from the name, they must really look up to...
Yeah, King Deshret. Oh man, this name is still gonna get me. Al-Akmar.
Yep, you got it. I've heard that you've already crossed paths with Ain al-Akmar. They're one of the groups under the Relic's banner.
Yeah, I think this is Jet's. I mean, the story with Jet and her father. R.I.P. Whatever your face was. I'm so bad with names. But that was the one that he used to be a part of, right?
Oh, you mean the group that tried to sell us the divine
Oh no,
knowledge
different.
capsule?
Nope, not
Yeah,
same.
they weren't friendly at all.
Yeah, okay. In the Archon quest.
Deshret's Relics is composed of many smaller brigades like Ain al-Akmar. The Relic's headquarters issues orders to all brigades under his control. On any other day, I would want nothing to do with them. Unfortunately, though, the brigade that's stirring up trouble now is none other than Dehya al-Akmar.
Dakan?
I think it means beard or something. Believe me, it's a really stupid name. I found it insufferable for years. Anyway, the real issue is that Dehya al-Akmar is led by my father, Kusela.
Oh, okay. Man, he's not gonna be a playable character. He's just gonna be a NPC. Jet's story seemed really good, but you have to read it. Oh, got it. So you haven't played it yet? Yeah, it is good. I haven't played the second part yet in the newest area, but the first part, it was good. It just makes you so badly, like at the end, like, oh, I wish this was voice acted. This is good. I can imagine the voice acting in my head. It's just not happening, and I'm not doing a good enough job.
Say what now?
I think I'm starting to understand your anxiety now. But what did they do?
I won't go into details, my lady, but they've been involved in a lot of violent incidents. We're talking hundreds.
Hundreds?
Okay, so yeah, it's her father.
Yep. The scenes tend to be quite gruesome, too. They strip the victims of all their valuables before murdering them. Not only have they targeted merchant caravans and ordinary citizens, but other mercenary brigades as well.
That's beyond terrible. They won't even spare their own kind.
I don't know how Deshret's relic sees it. All I do know is that Dakan al-Akmar has become more and more aggressive over the last few years. If I don't do something about them, then even my brigade or the people of Aru village could become their next target. I just wish I knew what's driven him to do this.
I see. So yeah. Cool. Yeah. We're learning things already. Dehya's dad, what the heck? That's a thing?
Yeah. How can your father do such terrible things?
I don't know. People change. He's always been pretty pathetic. But at least in the past, there were still a few lines that he wouldn't cross.
That's setting the bar pretty low.
I mean, if he was even remotely decent, then why would I have to leave the brigade and cut all ties with him? He was loud and foolish, with no real sense of purpose. Instead of doing anything useful, he spent most of his time drinking and chasing after women.
Dang.
Of course, the other brigade members were just like him. Their ruckus would go on night after night.
Sounds like a nightmare.
What about your mother? Did she ever step in to stop them?
Unfortunately, I never knew my mother.
I'm sorry, Dehya. I didn't know.
I can't believe I understand her telling Dunyarzad about this, but I mean, I guess we're just like an open book, but the Traveler and Paimon always stepping in on the most intimate of moments.
It's all right, my lady. That's pretty common in mercenary circles. Didn't I mention that my father was chasing after women? I was the result of one of those encounters with some random person.
Ah.
He told me that he wasn't sure who my mother was. And in any case, she never came to see me. He'd say, "You'll be fine as long as you remember to stick with Dad." But even then, he left most of the parenting to the brigade. The one thing I do remember is that he used to tell me stories.
Isn't that what they said kind of in Jet's quest? What? Maybe I'm getting this confused with something. Like that is kind of the go-to in the desert, is that the different brigades or that type of thing, the children are kind of raised by the brigade. Did that come from something else? Am I just imagining that? I feel like they might have said that. To be fair, it's St. Patrick's Day, so everyone's drinking. Yeah, oh my, I didn't wear green. I didn't wear green
But the
today.
problem was that he had terrible taste. He only knew a few stories, and even those tended to be pretty stale. They were tales of desert warriors defeating dragons in the forest, or stories of mercenaries rescuing princesses from rebel armies.
Sounds like your typical fairy tales.
More or less, yeah. They were interesting maybe the first or second time around, but after about 20 repeats, they started to get a little dull. He seemed to think those stories were the best things ever, though. He was so into them that he'd call the whole brigade over and make them perform the whole thing as a play.
Oh, that's kind of cute.
Even the toys he gave me would all be story props. I'd get helmets, shields, and toy swords. It was only much later when I realized that the shows were more for him than they ever were for me.
No.
What an interesting guy.
But it doesn't sound like he had all bad intentions. Yeah.
Yeah, I've always found him pretty childish, but that was something I could just shrug off. I had no reason to despise him. Until I grew up and learned the true face of Deshret's relics for myself. Looting, blackmail, violence, and fraud. They not only accepted such heinous acts, they would even openly boast about them. No one in the brigade was any kind of hero. Instead, my father and his cronies were more like the bad guys that needed to be taken down. Did they really think that as long as they didn't do any of that stuff right in front of me, I would never know?
I think I can understand your feelings. The difference between perception and reality must have hit hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, but don't worry, my lady. It's all water under the bridge to me now. I had a huge argument with my father and left that place behind for good. I'm not investigating them due to any bitter feelings I still have towards my father. I just want to protect those that are close to me.
You just want to find out why they suddenly started causing so much more trouble.
Yeah. I told the boys to gather as much information as they could. Most of the reports concern violent incidents, but there's also some talk of smuggling.
I see. But isn't this investigation incredibly dangerous?
It is, but every mercenary lives life on the edge. It's a lifestyle that I enjoy.
That may be true, but it'll be impossible for those who care about you not to worry.
Yeah.
Well, now you get why I didn't want to share any of this with you.
What should we do? They both have valid concerns.
I'll go back to the desert with Dehya.
Huh? But there's no need for you to get caught up in this mess, too.
Oh, sticking our nose where it doesn't belong is our go-to, honey.
Well, he's super tough, so if he went into the desert with you, then Paimon bets the problem will be solved in no time.
Or we'll make it worse, but we'll find out.
I'm inclined to agree. I'd feel a lot more at ease if you took him along to help.
You can count on me. I'll do my best.
I'll
For
wait for news from
Dunerzod
you in the
and for
city until
Dehya!
then. Please, stay safe.
I'm honored that you care so much for me, my lady. All right, then let's get moving. Our first stop will be Caravan Rebot, where we can catch up a bit with my fellow mercs.
Okay, yeah. Lionsblood. We are starting to see a little bit more into Dehya. I dig it. I dig it.
Please be careful. I'll stay in the city and wait for news from you. Just don't do anything reckless, all right?
All right, sounds good. Yeah, I forgot it was St. Patrick's Day. I've never really done anything for St. Patrick's Day, so I guess I forgot. All right, so Caravan Rebot. Let's go. Goodness. Yeah, I just hope I feel like even though it's really cool about her talking about her dad, I feel like I don't want them to show her dad because I'm gonna be let down when he's just an NPC. I mean, that's not a surprise for this game, but I don't know. I just want him to look really cool. So it would be kind of a letdown.
Hey, Dehya, you're back. Are these two friends of yours?
Do you have Dehya? I feel like I remember you pulling her. I do not have Dehya. I have her weapon. It makes sense. I was kind of talking about her a lot, and I said that I was gonna pull for her, but I ended up not. I pulled the weapon for Beidou, but I did not pull Dehya. I heard too many conflicting things. I let the outside forces affect my judgment, and maybe rightfully so, since a lot of people have been somewhat let down by it, but I still love the character. It's a pleasure to meet you. I trust Dehya with my life.
Likewise. There's no need to be so formal with us. We're a pretty casual crew. Anyway, since we've got a newcomer, let me fill you in on what the Khan al-Akhmar's been up to lately. They've become extremely aggressive. Apparently, even their own now have become acceptable targets. They even attack other relics brigades, just the same as any other mercenary brigade.
Even the most ferocious beasts still protect their own. And it sounds like they've thrown that straight to the wind.
That's right. Once they've collected enough loot off the other mercenaries, they sell it off to a different brigade, or turn to merchants on the black market.
Dang.
A portion of their profits is immediately exchanged for more food and weaponry to be used in their next violent operation.
That's terrible.
Yeah, and it really makes you wonder why they're so desperate for Mora. A few days ago, Isham and I trailed them for a while, and even disguised ourselves as merchants to conduct trade with them. We were able to learn a few things from the exchange. Rather than saying they're out to plunder and hoard Mora, it'd probably be more accurate to say that they're experiencing an internal power struggle.
Okay, so something actually is happening within their group.
Wait, a power struggle?
You heard me right. The vast majority of their victims are mercenaries from the other brigades of Deshret's relics. If their only goal was Mora, they could have gone after anybody. The targeted nature of their attacks points to a power struggle between the different brigades within the relics. That's the only plausible explanation we have.
Dang, is her dad gonna be the top dog after all this? I guess I assumed that he was the top dog, but maybe he's just like one of the many.
Unfortunately, we weren't able to find out anything more specific. It seems they're also trying to keep things under wraps. Oh, one last thing we discovered was that over the past few years, as Dakan al-Ahmar became more and more active, Deshret's relics as a whole became a lot weaker.
They were able to cause so much damage that somehow makes things even more confusing.
It sounds mighty strange to me, too. Haroon, you can leave the rest of the investigation to us. Gotta say, though, I didn't expect you to go on a whole undercover mission during the few days I was gone. Sounds like you were really putting your necks on the line, no?
Maybe he's suspicious.
Nah, it was nothing. We're just as concerned about the situation as you are. The Khan al-Ahmar is your father's crew after all.
He's either really considerate or really sus. I can't put my finger on which one, though.
What he said. Besides, Dehya, haven't you done more dangerous things than all of us combined? What we did is nothing compared to your experiences.
Yeah. And while they went to talk with Dakan al-Ahmar, I took a look at the last camp they attacked. Any survivors of the attack were already long gone. There was nothing of value left in the camp.
Ah, Hisham and Khalaf. You're here too.
We rushed over as soon as we saw you come into Caravan Ribat.
Blazing Beast member. I like that as a name for Dehya's group.
Although this
Seems
new friend
very
of yours
fitting.
looks a little green behind the ears, I'm sensing a special vibe from him. Now that we know you'll have a capable partner with you, we can also rest easy.
No mention of Paimon. Only I look green behind the ears. Only the Aether.
Hey, what about Paimon? Feel anything special?
Oh, you're also planning to tag along with them?
I guess.
Of course! Paimon is the traveler's most important guide. Wherever he goes, Paimon will follow.
Oh, in that case, then you better take care of her too, Dehya.
Oh no! Burn, Paimon!
Don't underestimate Paimon!
No, I think he estimated Paimon perfectly in that exchange.
Don't worry about her. She may look tiny and helpless, but she's been through just as many battles as the traveler here.
Sure.
Even if she had only survived on sheer luck, then that alone would still make her quite formidable.
I had no idea. I guess I shouldn't judge by appearances.
Oh, one other thing, Dehya. When you're free, why don't you update the deputy about your upcoming schedule? We held another recruitment event a few days ago, but everyone only came to see the Flame Main. You weren't around at the time, so people were pretty disappointed to only find our crew of rough, unkempt guys. The deputy put a lot of effort into the event, but it was basically for nothing. Only a few people chose to stay, and that really got to him.
Sorry to hear that. I'll be sure to bring him some great liquor next time. I left in a hurry, and I couldn't make it back in time for the event.
Gotta admit, I can understand their disappointment, though. You're our brigade's main selling point, after all. Now, if only the deputy could figure out a way to bring a few more smoking hot members into our ranks.
Is that all Dehya has? Is that what you're... I mean, I get it. We all realize that Dehya's smoking hot. But I wasn't expecting him to just say it out loud. But I mean, that might help you guys. A couple more playable characters in there. You know.
Keep dreaming. Remember the last time I invited a couple gals into the brigade? You all just froze up with your mouths gaping like a bunch of scarecrows. The awkward silence and weird expressions left quite the impression on them. They were originally interested in joining us, but after that, they both told me they were too uncomfortable to stick around.
Oh no.
Hey, didn't we agree to never bring that up again?
My guys, you messed up.
Huh? Wait, are you serious? Why have I never heard about this?
I don't think you were part of the brigade yet.
Are you kidding me? I missed a once-in-a-lifetime moment like that and you weren't even gonna tell me?
All right. We can tell you about it later. Now's not the time.
Man, missed out.
Hey, don't you try to change the subject. You and Hisham get your butts over here and tell me everything right now.
Are they? always like this?
More or less. There aren't many rules or graces when it comes to mercenaries. We're used to just speaking our minds. If someone starts getting under your skin, you just yell right back at them. And if that doesn't put an end to it, then you just challenge them to a fight. But we also don't tend to take many things too seriously.
Where are they
Being
going?
direct and getting it all out of your system as soon as things come up is better than keeping everything bottled up, never talking about it. That's also why I never spare their feelings when I talk to them. If I want to laugh, I'll laugh. If I'm angry, then I'll unload on them.
We're
It's
just
hard to
watching
stop
them
once you
behind
get
her.
used to it. Though, I can never do that when I'm with the Homayanis. Hey, knuckleheads! Can you at least tell me the rest of the intel before you go back to your bickering?
Yeah, you hear her, Holloff? Told you we gotta focus on the investigation first. I drew up a map. Right here is the spot. There you'll find the merchant caravan responsible for getting rid of Dakan al-Ahmar's looted goods. All you gotta do is wait and ambush them in the evening. They'll have no idea what hit them.
Perfect. Thanks for that. Be sure to pass my regards to everyone else in the brigade as well.
Will do. You stay safe, Dehya.
Aw. They seem like nice people, though. Nice guys. What are you guys talking about? How to bring babes into the blazing beasts?
Now, like I said, the two ladies Dehya brought with her were also like super mercs. I'm talking same level as Flame Mane here. Oh, you should have seen it. The aura of the two of them when they were standing together, it was incredible. I was just at a loss for words, that's all.
Oh, so pathetic.
But me too, though. I mean, honestly, I relate to these guys a little bit more than I would like to admit, so can't judge them too harshly, I guess. Was that a glitch? Them running back and forth? I don't think so. I think that was just comedic value at its finest.
Hey! Shut up!
All right. All right, well, good luck with that, my guys. I guess they've been in the desert for a very long time, have not seen, well, the playable characters are pretty impressive. So 2 like Dehya, 3 in the same room, that would be pretty crazy. All right, where are we going next? We are going over here.
This should be the place. Let's find a spot to hide and bide our time. It's gonna come down to a fight one way or another, so let's all be careful.
Okay, I'm ready for the Dehya trial. I'm ready, let's see it.
No need to worry. He knows his way around a fight.
I'm not worried about that. What I meant is that we probably shouldn't go too hard on the enemy. After all, we still need to get information out of them.
That is true. That is true. Why did it have the sound? The sound of time moving.
Ah, here they come. You ready? Let's not give them a chance to react and end this quickly.
Okay, we go. We go in. We go in strong. Yeah, our Dehya trial. Okay. All right. I was so excited. Well, not to say, we are still gonna try to get her after she comes out on the standard banner, but I was so excited for my Pyro DPS, but we'll see how she works with this team. I realized that my team is focused a lot around like bursting and then normal attacks. So I feel like Dehya wouldn't really fit in with that, but I started my streaming journey. Yeah, I saw that on Discord. Discord, let's go.
Where do you think you're going?
That's super exciting.
Quietly now.
Have you had your first one yet? Oh wait, I should be using Dehya.
Buckle up!
Man, sometimes these sumpter beasts get me more get me more than the enemies do.
Back at ya!
Come on, come on,
Gotcha.
we got it. All right. Oh wait, no, Dehya. Back to Dehya. Back to Dehya. Let's experience more Dehya. Oh, but yeah, she also scales on HP. I forgot about that. She's like our tank. Wait, I'm not supposed to destroy them completely, right? I guess I didn't really think about that. No, we just knocked them out. We didn't actually get rid of them.
You're the Flame Main.
Man, we didn't even get to do her burst. My bad.
Good. That saves me an introduction. All right, time for a little talk. Are you buddies with Dakana Lakmar now? Tell me, what are they after?
You know the code of being a mercenary just like everyone else. The first rule is to never divulge key information about our employer. What makes you think I'd talk?
That might have worked on an amateur, but I know you're just looking to protect your reputation. Think about it, though. What's your reputation worth if you won't have the other tools you need to succeed in this line of work? Tools like, I don't know, your limbs or eyes?
Man, she's intense. I also remember in the Archon Quest, she did offer up to sever her own arm, so...
You've got 5 seconds. You might want to think twice about how much your employer's information is worth to you.
Whoa!
It's all right, Paimon. She knows what she's doing.
I'm not joking around. We can do this the easy way or the painful way. 2 seconds.
I'll save you the trouble.
Wait, what? Did I get that right? Did he, yeah, right here?
Huh? Are you crazy? He tried to bite off his own tongue.
Oh,
Quick,
no, that's
search the
even
area
worse,
for any
actually.
first aid supplies.
With Deya's emergency treatment, the bleeding in Sitar's mouth is...
I definitely didn't
something.
expect him to go that far. Thankfully, the wound wasn't too deep, and he just passed out from the pain.
That's crazy. I've seen that in movies sometimes. I cannot imagine the people that bite off their own tongue to keep information. That seems like so bad. Like, ugh.
But why would he be so extreme?
I just wanted to test his mettle. You can get a lot of mercenaries to talk just by threatening them. I didn't expect him to be willing to go through so much pain just to deny us some intel.
Well, he's out cold for now. We could wait for him to wake up, but maybe it's not a good idea to interrogate him any further. What should we do?
Yeah, don't worry about it. It'll be a waste of time to interrogate him again after that. He might just hurt himself again if we start asking. There are lots of goods around here. Let's search the area. Maybe we'll be able to find something. I'm really sorry.
Oh, now she feels bad for it. You doing okay, my guy? Sitar is not gravely injured and will probably wake up soon. It should be okay to leave him here for a little while. Okay, sure. There are some weapons in the boxes as well as a bunch of medicine and bandages. It seems like Dekan al-Ahmar is really up to no good. Check transport. There are a lot of daily necessities like food and water in the boxes. It doesn't seem like there's anything noteworthy.
We found a piece of paper with a bunch of names on it. Maybe it's a record of something.
Let me take a look. If this really is a merchant caravan, they should have a record of their transactions. Yep. I see an entry for Dakana Lakmar right here. Kusela, Idrisi, Bashar, and Takriti. All familiar names. Dakana Lakmar has been trading for a hefty supply of food, weapons, and medicine. It seems that in the past, they used to receive some canned knowledge as well. This caravan is just one link in their logistics chain. Once in the rainforest, the caravan will exchange the looted goods for Mora, and the funds will then be passed to a specific person. That person will then pack the caravan full of necessary goods, which will then be brought right back to Dakana Lakmar.
I see.
Wait, why is there no Mora value recorded for the final transaction?
No value?
Yeah, every transaction before the last one was marked with an exact amount of Mora, but the final one, where they paid for everything to be brought back to the desert, was simply marked as delivered.
Maybe the Mora amounts just happened to cancel each other out?
Perhaps. But they couldn't have known how much they would make off selling the loot. Do they not care about profit margins at all? Anyway, the next part's the records of the goods themselves. There are a lot of entries. Everything was probably sourced from the rainforest. Huh?
What's wrong?
Shazamon Homayani?
Oh ho ho! Oh ho ho! That's a familiar name. Dunyarzad's father. Oh, what?
Homayani? You mean
I mean, I don't know if that's her father,
family?
but her family.
Could it just be another family with the same last name?
I'd be surprised to find someone with the exact same first and last name. Shazamon Homayani is Dunyarzad's father, and the head of the Homayani family. Just what the heck is going on here?
Calm down, Dehya. Let's analyze the situation first.
I'm sorry, you're right. I'll consider what we found and not jump to conclusions just yet.
Was her father, Dehya's father, like, still had an eye out for her? And how did she end up becoming the bodyguard for Dunyarzad with the Homayanis in the first place? Because I would imagine maybe the Homayanis recruited her because the father said so. But I'm not quite putting the pieces together quite yet.
But what this piece of paper confirms is that the Homayani family has been providing goods to Dakana Lakmar.
What if the Homayanis have been kept in the dark and don't know they've been trading with Dakana Lakmar?
That's a possibility, but if that was the case, why is this caravan specifically named Shazamon as their person of contact? They could have just as easily bought goods such as food and medicine directly from Caravan Rebat or Port Ormos.
If Shazamon was actually aware of this, then perhaps he's been supplying the brigade's operations this entire time.
Yeah, funding violence and looting. The brigade gets the goods, and he is paid the proceeds from the sale of the loot.
But why would he do something like this? It's not like the Homayanis are in need of money.
I honestly have no idea.
Sorry, we're gonna be doing the quest right now, so...
I've been to their estate many times, and I've never noticed anything suspicious. The only potentially large expenditure I could think of would be the treatment costs for Dunyarzad's Elazar. Maybe they borrowed a lot of Mora in the past?
Ignore the request. Oh, okay.
But that's still just a speculation. I don't think the Master would stoop so low to make Mora.
I don't think Dunyarzad knows anything about this either.
You're probably right. I know my lady's personality, and she wouldn't deliberately keep something like this from us.
But what should we do now? All we found is just another mystery.
If we want to get to the bottom of this, we won't be able to turn back.
If you ask me, we already have no choice but to confront her about this. I'm not worried. It's too early to make a verdict yet. I still have faith in the Homayanis. Let's go find my lady again. We'll tell her everything and see if she's willing to lend us her support. If we're lucky, we can not only figure out the mystery of this paper, but also follow the trail of breadcrumbs to the people responsible at Dakana Lakmar.
Dehya, are you sure this is the best decision? What if instead of getting the help we need, we just end up revealing everything we've discovered to the enemy?
I've considered that possibility. But even still, I want to tell her what we found. I think I owe her that much. True friendship is built on trust.
Yeah, Junior Zod is definitely not involved.
She showed genuine concern for me when we first brought up the topic. I can't repay her kindness with doubt and suspicion. That's not how I deal with people.
You're right. Paimon wants to trust Junior Zod too.
I hope we'll be of help to her.
Yeah. Let's pay another visit to Sumeru City.
After everything we've gone through with the Archon quest, I don't think she would do anything that would be considered, well, I don't know if it would be considered like betraying Dehya, but knowing about this. Doing any polls on the back half of 2.5? I'm not. Because I already have Ayaka, right? And Shenhe, even though I think Shenhe, very good cryo support for, I mean, if you're doing like an entirely cryo sort of situation, like support for Ayaka. And also with Mika, I think that's also a very interesting combo. Hoyo definitely likes going in with the full element teams, like having a full Geo team, kind of introducing this idea of like a full cryo team and sometimes other elements too. So like having Mika, Ayaka, Shenhe, and having some other another support in there would definitely be an interesting combo. I think I'm most interested of Mika's abilities out of the ones that are available, primarily just because I have Ayaka already. And Shenhe, even though it looks very cool, I didn't really love the play style when she came out the first time, but so I'm not pulling on anything, but I hope that everyone that wants Ayaka or Shenhe will definitely be able to get them. Since Shenhe, it's been such a long time since her rerun as well. I mean, since she was originally out.
Oh, you're back a lot sooner than I expected. You mustn't have run into any trouble then. Well, how did it go? What did you come up with?
Actually, we're still investigating. It's just that we've discovered something strange.
I see. The clues you found have led you back here, in the city?
Something like that. Yeah.
You all look a little dispirited. Whatever you found must not have been very encouraging after all. Why don't you discuss it with me? Maybe I'll be able to say something to cheer you up?
Except this conversation with Junior Zod is kind of sus a little bit. I don't know, the things she's saying. They probably just scripted it like that to make us doubt her for a minute before she reassures us that she's on our side.
It's okay, my lady. It's not so much about me being upset with my father or anything like that. How should I put this?
So something is wrong. Even the Traveler and Paimon have been uncharacteristically quiet.
Not a surprise for the Traveler, but for Paimon, yes, that is definitely disheartening.
On any other day, Paimon would have already waved to me with a smile and shouted, "Junior Zod, we're back!"
That is true.
So tell me, what happened?
Well?
My lady, please prepare yourself for what we're going to tell you next. It concerns the Master.
The Master? You mean my father? Okay, I understand. Don't worry about me. I'll listen as attentively as I can.
Dehya manages to explain the results of the investigation to Junior Zod.
My father has been supplying goods to Dakan al-Akmar?
Yeah, it makes as little sense to us as it does to you. I've never doubted the Master's integrity, so I'm having a real hard time rationalizing how he could ever support an infamous brigade like them. Maybe he's not actually aware of the full story and just stumbled into the deal by accident.
That feels unlikely, though.
I can't help but agree with the Traveler.
Huh? You mean you feel the same way, Junior Zod?
Thank you for sharing all this information with me. Since you've told me everything you know, I should also tell you about some doubts that I've been harboring for quite a while. In the past, I thought that my father hired a bodyguard for me so that I wouldn't run away and get lost. However, there are plenty of capable mercenaries in the Corps of 30. Why did my father go out of his way to hire Dehya?
Yep, I see you there.
About that. Well, the Homiyanis really needed bodyguards, so they reached out to the Blazing Beasts. Later, the Master told me that I was one of the best mercenaries he'd ever seen, and that I should stick around to become one of his bodyguards. He offered me a pile of Mora, so I just signed on.
Well, but that didn't really answer my question. Just think about it. Why did my father specifically reach out to the Blazing Beasts?
Yeah, I think it has something to do with her father. Agreed, I pulled Zhao during Shenhe's OG release, yeah.
Maybe the Corps of 30 just didn't have anyone available, or maybe someone recommended us. I've never given it too much thought. I think I get what you're saying. You'd think none of this was a coincidence.
Right, me too. I'm seeing what you guys are putting down. I'm smelling your cooking. I'm sniffing your mail. Wait, that's not... I'm reading your mail.
Precisely. At first glance, nothing seems strange or out of place. But there are many parts of the story that don't actually make any sense. If my father had always been in contact with the Khan al-Akmar, then it would make sense for him to bring Dehya into our house.
You mean the goal all along was to get Dehya to be your bodyguard?
The question is why?
No, that's too much of a stretch. I cut all ties with my father a long time ago. He has no control over my life anymore.
She thinks.
But that still doesn't rule out the possibility that your father has still been trying to influence your life without you knowing.
So, the Master was not likely an innocent victim in all of this?
That's what things are looking like at this point.
Sorry we put all this on you so suddenly, Junior Zod.
It's okay, Paimon. I should actually be thanking you. Regardless of his reasons, if my father has truly been funding a violent group of mercenaries, then it's my duty to bring him back to reason.
Yeah, but how long has he been doing this?
But is that really the right thing to do? My father has committed many atrocities and deserves all the punishment that he has coming to him. I have zero sympathy for him. You may call me an ungrateful child, but my feelings will remain the same. However, the Homiyani family has treated me with nothing but generosity and kindness.
Yeah, what if they stop supplying them or getting involved with them and it comes back at them?
If we decide to investigate this further, we could end up implicating the entire Homiyani family. I would be biting the hand that's fed me over all these years.
Dehya.
It's all right, Dehya. If anyone were to ask, you could always just say that I'm the one who instructed you to get to the bottom of this.
You don't have to do that, my lady. I'm not conflicted because I'm afraid of taking responsibility. Besides, you're the one we should all be worried about right now.
Hey, it's still too early to give up hope. What was that thing about friendship again?
True friendship is built on trust.
Right, yeah, trust! You said that yourself, Dehya. Besides, there's no point on getting all riled up before we've confirmed all the facts.
If your trust hasn't been misplaced, then he probably has many conflicting feelings as well.
Thank you, everyone. That makes a lot of sense. I guess I should always remember the trust that I've placed in people. In which case, my lady, could you ask the Master to come out and have a chat with us?
Sure thing. I also hope he'll be able to give us a logical explanation. Let's meet at the usual place then.
Where is the usual place? That's pretty intense. What, the smelling your cooking, reading your mail? That's actually how it's supposed to go. But I think I've always said, I'm reading your cooking, I'm smelling your mail, that sort of thing. Yeah, Oh, well, I guess, yeah, in theory it's kind of intense, but I'm reading what you're putting down, in essence. But yeah.
Usual place? Ah, right.
Oh yeah, alright, yeah. Right, that. The usual place. That I don't know where it is. I guess it's in the Grand Bazaar. Maybe? No, it's over here by the railing. Right. That we met in our conquest.
Thank you for coming, sir.
Okay, this is our first look, actually, at Dunyarzad's dad.
Please allow me to introduce these two. This is the Traveler, and next to him is his travel companion, Paimon.
Ah, yes, my daughter has mentioned them from time to time. It's a privilege to finally meet them in person. But we may skip all the pleasantries for now. What is the important matter you wish to discuss with me today?
I feel like we should meet somewhere more secluded, more private, like in their estate or something. I feel like we're very out in the open, like anyone could overhear us. But at the same time, if something bad is gonna happen to us, right move.
Well, we wanted to bring this transaction record to your attention. There's something on this record that we're all pretty curious about.
Dehya explains the issue to Shahzaman.
That's what you found. Huh. Seems like I can't keep everything from you much longer.
If you wouldn't mind, we'd like an explanation.
Well, it's a long and difficult story. And to be perfectly honest, I'm not sure if I'm doing the right thing. What I do know, though, Dehya, is that the truth will bring you no solace. If anything, it will likely cause you a great amount of anguish.
Great. That's a great thing to say to someone before telling them the truth.
Wait, me?
Yes, I understand perfectly why you came to see me. And I am touched by your collective commitment to do the right thing. But knowledge always comes at a price. And sometimes, as they say, ignorance is bliss. Your father, Kusela, and I both believed that. Of course, you have the right to seek and learn the truth, but I must warn you. The facts of this matter may reduce everything you've built for yourself into sand, blowing in the wind.
Ruh-roh.
If you must proceed, then Kusela's heartfelt efforts will also fade into the wind like a fleeting mirage.
His heartfelt efforts? I'm sorry, sir, but I'm not sure I follow. I've made it this far in life without a single drop of my father's support.
Oh no, yeah, she's gonna realize that it was all due to her father's support. Yeah, that would be kind of a blow to your confidence. But also, I feel like kind of a general thread throughout the different story quests and the Archon quests, I feel like what that guy just said, like, knowledge comes at a price and that ignorance is sometimes bliss, kind of, it's not a message, but it's just a commonality between, I mean, in Sumeru, that a nation built on knowledge and people that have it so ingrained on them that extending your knowledge or like coming to what terms of reality is oftentimes is very difficult to do in a nation of knowledge. Interesting perspective. Yeah. I especially since Tevat and the gods, there is kind of like this separation between them of like what is actually happening about Nahida and Rukkhadevata and everything like that. So sometimes, yeah, it's an interesting difference in this game, the idea of knowledge.
I have my own ideals and
Very-
ways of looking at the world.
Very
as well as
broad
people and
topic to
causes
bring
that
into
I've
this
chosen
quest,
to
but-
cherish and fight for. None of these things have anything to do with him. I came here today to support you as the head of the Homayani family. No warning will change my stance on that.
I understand. Then let me tell you a little story. Our family once needed to take a trip to the desert when Dunyarzad was just a baby. Along the way, we were attacked by bandits.
I feel like, yeah, I also feel like this might have to do with Dunyarzad's, what was it called? The same thing that Kali had. Elazar? Yeah, maybe. It started with an E. I feel like they also, the family might have needed help with trying to find treatments for Dunyarzad or whatever, or getting like some sort of medication for her to slow the progress. I think I'm just making things up at this point, but I feel like it also might be tied to why the Homayanis agreed to it, to the agreement.
They had superior numbers and quickly overpowered our bodyguards. When all seemed lost, a group of passerby Eremites lent us their support.
Pretty philosophical. Philosophical for St. Patrick's Day. Well, you know, just gotta, yeah, sure. Green, Sumeru, St. Patrick's Day. Yeah, you know, well, yep.
Those Eremites were Kusela's brigade, Dekan al-Ahmar. Kusela's men told me that the attackers were Eremite mercenaries, just like themselves. I was shocked. Why would Dekan al-Ahmar go so far to save us and not spare the fellow Eremites? Kusela was grinning and walked over to play with baby Dunyarzad. She was startled by his unfamiliar face and nearly started crying.
Really? I never knew.
He said that he had no particular reason to help us. He just took pity on us because he had a daughter about the same age. We started talking about our children, and I sensed that he was a devoted father. To repay his kindness, I hired his brigade to help out at our estate for a time, and offered everyone generous remuneration.
So, that's what happened.
It was many years before I saw him again. I almost didn't recognize him the next time he came knocking on my door.
Yeah, he's an NPC, but, you know, it's okay. We're living with it.
The man I knew to be strong and healthy had been reduced to a shell of himself. He couldn't even walk anymore without his cane.
So, what happened to him? He was perfectly fine when I left the brigade.
I'm not too sure myself. The only thing that didn't change was his cheery disposition. He said there was absolutely nothing to worry about and that he had gotten into a fight. That was all. He then suddenly asked me if Dunyarzad, now that she had grown, would need a bodyguard of her own. At the time, Dunyarzad was going through a particularly severe bout of her Elazar. There was no need for her to have a bodyguard when she could barely leave the house. But he kept coming back to the topic. Come on, it never hurts to be safe. How do you know a bodyguard won't come in handy one day? I was completely lost at first, until he recommended the Blazing Beasts, and in particular, a mercenary named Dehya.
So he was the one who recommended Dehya to you.
Indeed. He didn't say it out loud, but it was clear that he saw Deshret's relics as an evil group who would eventually corrupt every member in their ranks. He was already beyond redemption, but he hoped that he would be able to detach his daughter from the vicious world of mercenary life.
Ah, okay.
If Dehya could stay in my house and keep working as a bodyguard, then gradually her affinity for the desert would decrease, and she'd be able to leave her previous life behind.
And that's why you offered her such generous compensation?
Yes, but not just because of that. From the moment that he asked me for that favor, I also began to see Dehya as my own daughter.
I see. So it's not so much an agreement, more of a a debt to, I'm not like a sentimental debt to each other. He saved the family a long time ago, and yeah, and so he took her in, but then, yeah, saw her as his own daughter.
And that's also why I tried to persuade you to stay when you asked for permission to leave. I was willing to spend however much it took. Kusela saved my daughter and I all those years ago in the desert. I could never refuse him entrusting his daughter to me.
He was always like that, acting like he's oh so smart and self-righteous.
Kusela said that he'd reimburse me for a portion of Dehya's fees. I refused to take any Mora from him, but he'd always send me funds anyway. Eventually, I just accepted them as a token of his gratitude. And that went on for a while until I received another letter from him a few years ago. The letter contained a request to help him buy food, weapons, medicine, and even explosive materials.
Wow.
Wait, isn't that around the time that Dekhan al-Ahmar started becoming more aggressive?
That's right. When I started to hear some nasty rumors, I became wary. I wanted to meet him face to face to discuss things.
Maybe he's trying to take over the relic group so that it won't corrupt the mercenaries anymore, so that he can try to lead them in the right direction, but he's gone about it the wrong way. Either that, or I think someone else has started making a mess of things.
But by then, he was no longer receptive to my requests to talk. If I had to guess, it's probably because he doesn't want to put Dehya at risk.
But by that same token, he should have also stopped asking you for materials.
That thought occurred to me as well. I figured that he probably came to me for help because he had nobody else to turn to. After some deliberation, I decided to send him some food and medicine. I turned down all his requests for explosives and weaponry. I am aware that even such a reduced gesture of support could lead to others coming to harm, but I could not simply reject his plea for help. In the end, it probably was the wrong decision. I plugged my ears to the rumors and just chose a solution that made me feel least guilty about myself.
If you can, please tell me where he is now. None of the things he's doing right now make any sense if he's just trying to keep me from getting tangled up in his world. If all he wants to do is steer clear of me, then maybe he shouldn't have brought me into this world in the first place.
Dang.
Oh no, Dehya, please don't feel that way.
I'm just angry because I can't wrap my head around any of his actions.
Maybe there's another way of looking at all this. Can you try to believe him just one more time?
Another way? I don't know. I knew him, and he was nothing more than a childish brute. I can't understand what's going through his head. But I guess you do have a point. We haven't uncovered the whole truth yet. We still need to figure out his exact actions and reasoning for these last few years.
I'll do my best to help. Of course, anything between the two of you would need to be resolved between you and him alone. I don't know Kusela's exact whereabouts. Outside of supplying his brigade with some goods, I tried my best to avoid getting involved any further with him. However, there's a man on the list named Jawed. He used to be a mercenary in the desert and is now a member of the Corps of 30.
Man, they always make it... Jawed, okay, we got it. You didn't need to highlight it.
He's responsible for supplying weapons and liaising with the Dekhan al-Ahmar's merchant caravan. I think he should know Kusela's whereabouts. I've heard that he likes to have a few drinks alone and enjoy the cool wind at night outside the tavern. Maybe you'll be able to find him there.
Understood. Thank you, sir. Then I guess this is bye for now, unless...
I'll stay and be with my father here. To be honest, I'm still a little dazed and haven't finished processing everything quite yet. My father has indeed done something wrong, but if I think about it, I'm also not sure if there was a right way to handle this problem. I feel like our only course of action is to turn everything we know over to the Corps of 30 and let them render judgment.
I just hope this doesn't get between Dunyarzad and Dehya.
Yes. I am prepared to accept whatever verdict they choose.
Which I don't think it will, but...
It's time to face my mistakes.
All right, Joed at night outside the tavern. Got it. But at the same time, if they wouldn't highlight it, I would go, where are we supposed to go? Eh? Wait, is this the tavern? Which one is the tavern? There's the tavern and the tea house. Oh yeah, I see it on the minimap. All right, at night. Let's do it.
If you ever want...
Jawed at night outside the tavern. Oh, there he is. Hey, my guy, what is up? Is he always sitting here? Even not during this quest?
Huh? Who are you guys?
I know what you've been up to. Smuggling weapons to violent brigades in the desert while working for the Corps? Pretty bold, if you ask me.
Shh. Keep your voice down. How do you know all that? Come with me. We should take this elsewhere. I'll be happy to talk things over once we're somewhere private.
No, we just like being all out in the open. That's how we've been conducting this quest.
This place should do. All right. Back to my question. How did you all know about me?
Don't worry about that for now. You know what kind of punishment you'll face once we report you to the Corps, I assume.
Wait. There's no need to jump the gun. Let's talk this out. What are your terms?
So what's in it for you anyway, Mora?
Well, I was a little tight on money at the time, and Kusela took good care of me in the past. I weighed it in my mind, and I couldn't find a reason to turn the opportunity down. I wouldn't only be helping my benefactor, but I could also make some quick Mora.
Let me tell you how it is. We're investigating Khan al-Akmar, and we're gonna put an end to their operations. If you provide some help for us, then we might just put in a good word later to reduce the terms of your punishment.
Dang.
Hey, why don't we discuss this a little first? Listen, I made quite a bit of Mora from my last run. You just give me a number, and I'm sure we can...
Shut it. My patience is running out. You should know when a mercenary is after something other than money.
All right, sheesh. But you gotta promise you'll put in some nice words for me later.
Ooh, I always forget, like, a lot of the times I just kind of like glaze over the character's design, but I forgot that Dehya even has her nails painted. Yeah, they're ombre, they're super cute. Like the black tips. I also really like this chain on her back as well.
They're always on the move. Here's the spot they were at the last time I made my delivery to the desert. Feel free to go have a look. I'm just telling you though, it's not on me if they're not there anymore.
Sure. And then you can forget about any nice words from us.
Hey, come on. Now you're just being unreasonable.
Really? And how do I know you're not leading us straight into a trap? Don't forget, you're the one with no bargaining chips.
Thought her nail polish was red. It is red. It is red. It's like the base of her, what are these called? the base of her nail is red, and then it becomes like ombre, and the tips are black. I'll have to find it good. It showed it in that last angle.
All right, I get it. Why don't you go take a look, and if they're not there anymore, I'll try to figure out something else for y'all.
Now that's more like it. Let's move. And as for you, try to stick around the city until we get back. You don't want us to call the folks from the Corps and have them drag you back to the city.
All right. Sorry, bud.
Don't worry. I'm not going anywhere.
Oh. Sorry, my guy. He looks so down. Just at the back of the building. Oh no. I feel like this is kind of a meme. Like me. Me, the life of the party. And then there's a picture of this in the back of the building. Just with their head down. Yeah. All right. We go do it. Dang, quite a ways away. Yeah, I feel like Dehya's father doesn't have terrible intentions. At least from what the Kusanali? Wait, no, that's Nahida. At least not what Junior Zod's father said.
Seems like we're in luck. That should be their camp right up ahead.
Judging by your map, looks like you found all the ham in Sumeru. They're actually... I couldn't decide what I wanted to do for... Sometimes for the different bugs or things that you have to collect for the characters, their ascension materials. I just mark them out with random things. All the other pins mean something to me other than the ham. Other than that, so it's actually stands for the Sino. What are they called? The beetles. That's what they actually are.
Let's go. We'll finally get to the bottom of this ourselves. I'm here to see Kusela. Tell him to get out here.
Oh, okay, we're going. Yeah,
Dehya,
all right.
Why are you here?
Man, both Beto and Dehya now have our weapon. Let's go.
Things are about to get dicey.
All right, and then we do... Wait, no. We do Dehya. We do Dehya. We see how this goes. Okay, we gotta do Dehya's burst, though.
Haven't you all done enough?
She doesn't have a lot of energy recharge.
Stop us.
Come on, Dehya, we gotta get up your burst. I want to use it at least once.
Quietly now.
No one.
Wait, where's Dehya? Oh no, she's on 5. I always forget. There's one more guy. Yeah, she has a lot of HP though. Wait, did she heal herself? I still don't know how that mechanism works, where she heals herself. All right, Dehya's burst. We're almost there. We're so close. We just need a little bit. We just need a little bit more. We're slowly regenerating some stuff. Okay. Wait, we don't get any particles from that? What do we get particles from then? We're so close. We're so close. No particles? No particles? Okay, the burst. The burst, we got it. Okay. Not that bad.
She's so strong.
Enough fighting. We all know each other, and I don't want to take things too far. Just bring Kusela to me. There's no use hiding him anymore. Did you understand a single word I just said? Or do I need to bash your skull in some more?
All right, everyone, let's all just calm down for a second. Dehya, the boss can't come out and see you anymore.
Wait, did he die? Is that why? Wait. Maybe he's just sick. Wait, but he... No. That would be awful if he died. Is that the reason why they became more aggressive? Is because someone else is leading?
He died a long time ago.
No! I mean, he wasn't looking good in that flashback, but no wonder.
What?
Oh, Dehya. She won't be able to see her father for one last time. That makes sense. Wait, so someone else was requesting supplies from the family? Or no?
Seems like you've been out of the loop for a while. Guess that's for the best, though. At least, that's what the old man wanted.
When did he die? What happened to him?
A few years ago, Kusela broke up Dakan al-Ahmar and went to the Deshret's Relics headquarters by himself.
So is that when you guys started acting up?
We would prefer to call it taking revenge. Every last person in Deshret's Relics must pay in blood for what they did.
Oh, because they killed him? So that's why they turned on each other. It was all motivated by revenge.
Let me start from the beginning. Dehya, do you know how the head of the Relics maintained order internally?
Overwhelming strength and unquestionable authority?
Those were a part of it, yes. But just those on their own weren't enough. They had another tool at their disposal. They called it a person's record. Regardless of whether they joined by their own will or were coerced, every person in Deshret's Relics were forced to leave a record of themselves at headquarters. Whether it be their deepest sin, some unforgivable act, or their most immoral exploit, the record served both as a symbol of loyalty and the perfect material for blackmail.
So you mean Kusila thought there was no escaping the records?
That's precisely it. Every one of us have a record. Me, Bashar, Tikriti, and all the boys who grew up with Dehya and ended up joining our ranks. But you, Dehya, you were never asked to provide a record, were you?
I never even knew this was a requirement.
You were probably the only person in all of Deshret's Relics who didn't know about it.
Ever since you were born, Boss had been trying to shield you from this organization's sinister rules. Not only that, but he also banned all of us from committing any nefarious acts. He said he'd take care of the dues we had to pay regularly to headquarters. But in the end, he was just an ordinary person. What could he do? He was forced to go to headquarters again and again to account for missed dues and incomplete records. He'd come up with all kinds of excuses and get beaten up as a result.
We all knew he was doing that for you. He wanted to get you out of this world, no matter what it took.
And that's why he became a shell of himself and couldn't walk without a cane.
Oh.
Wait, but that doesn't make any sense. I didn't know about any of this, and I'd never seen him get injured or beaten.
Because you were too young at the time. How would you ever tell between wounds from a beating and wounds from battle? When you left home after that final argument with him, he seemed to age by a decade overnight. Even his hair went gray.
So even the blazing beasts were...
Yep. It was all his doing. Had he not arranged them to come to you, you probably would have been reduced to a pulp before you ever left the desert.
A few years ago, Boss said he needed to make another trip to headquarters. He was already pretty weak then, and we all assumed he was going to get beaten again. I suggested that he hand the role of leadership over to me, but he said there was no longer any need, since the Khan al-Ahmar would soon be no more.
Oh.
His words made no sense to me, but that night, we heard that a massive fire tore through headquarters and razed everyone's records to ash.
Everyone gained their freedom that night. Many members fled, not just from our ranks, but from the other brigades as well. But how could we leave with a clear conscience? All of us who knew exactly what had happened.
The boss can't have just died for nothing. Those heartless jerks at headquarters took him from us.
From that point on, the sole purpose of the Khan al-Ahmar became revenge.
I see. Oh, poor Dehya. She never knew that her dad was looking out for her. But this isn't what he would have wanted. I think Dehya knows that too. Maybe it's 40%? Oh, wait. I think it's when she's under 20% HP or something like that. She heals herself gradually. Maybe it's 40%. Oh, okay.
The big fire that boss started was quite a blow to headquarters strength. It's given us the opportunity to launch our attack. Even though we're outnumbered, we vowed to see our revenge through to the very end.
But Deshret's relics haven't been the only victims of your revenge.
There were people from headquarters who changed their names and went into hiding. Some fled to other brigades, and others escaped to the rainforest. But we won't let any of them escape our wrath. They'll all pay for what they've done.
We've suffered plenty of losses as well. To keep going, we need an enormous amount of supplies, from food and medicine to weaponry and explosives.
I see, so they were the ones writing to the family.
All we can do is exchange our loot from Mora, and then use that to get supplies. We forged Boss's handwriting and sent out many letters to his former friends. Thankfully, many people were willing to come to our aid. We were also able to attract many mercenaries who shared our goal. We've endured unspeakable pain to win many impossible battles. Deshret's relics have become weaker and weaker, and now we finally have an opportunity to directly strike their headquarters.
Paimon doesn't know what to say anymore.
Responding to violence with more violence will only cause more pain. Do you have any idea the amount of damage you've done?
We do know right from wrong, but we were sinners from the very beginning. We do not deserve the freedom that the boss won for us with his life.
I wonder, Dehya probably... I feel like she might be... I can't decide. Is she gonna tell him this isn't what her father wanted? Or is she gonna be like, okay, we take him out tonight, and then after that you quit this life? I can't quite decide.
Boss always loved his old-fashioned hero stories. Those tales about sacrificing yourself to save the world. We used to always laugh at him for it. But in the end, he really went and lived those stories out himself. As for me, I never considered myself a hero. We're all the lowest of the low. We have no right to even imagine such an existence. But maybe those hero stories he liked foreshadowed everything that was to come. The spirit of the hero touched all those he had saved, and more people joined his cause. Maybe we were all just acting along with the play in the beginning. But as we acted the parts and recited the lines, we were drawn in. And now, we want to see the story through to the end. I'm sorry, Dehya. I know you always found us insufferable ever since you were young. Just think of this as a madman ranting.
I'll go with you.
Okay, yeah.
Huh? Dehya? You wanna go with them?
I grew up with these guys, and I know they're not bad people. It's just that some situations get so bad that it's difficult to tell good from evil. All I know is that Deshret's relics must be destroyed. Furthermore, I want to go see the place for myself. I want to know if my father is still there. I know you don't want to get involved in this, so there's no need for you to tag along. I can do this on my own.
I'm on your side, Dehya. No, I made a promise to Dunyarzad to support you. I want to see a quest where eventually we'll come at odds with with a playable character, like Dehya, for example, and then the Traveler is like morally against what they're trying to do. I think I've mentioned this a couple different times, but I want to see that. And then the Traveler is like, no, I'm not a part of this. You go do your thing, but I'm not going to be involved. But then we wouldn't get to see what actually happened with the quest. So that would be an issue. But I think that would be very interesting.
Yeah. Paimon feels like we'd only regret it if we don't see this through to the end.
Isn't that basically Child? Yeah. I guess, yeah, he's probably the only one that's like been a thing with. I'd say our relationship with Child got better over time. But I think there was instances where we were like, okay, we gotta go along just to see how it's gonna play out. and we weren't like, no, you go do your thing by yourself. But yeah, you're right. Child is a good example of that.
Stronger together.
Probably the Fatui.
I bet Boss would lose his mind if he ever knew you'd join us at the very last moment like this.
Considering all the losses and injuries we sustained, we can't afford to turn down someone as powerful as you.
He can think whatever he wants. But the fact is, I owe him this much.
All right, we go. We go. With Dehya. We finish what her dad started. Oh, enigmatic page. Let's go. What's over here? Nope, nothing else. All right, where is it? Yeah, it does look like I have a lot of ham. Oh, okay. Interesting. How are we gonna get over there? We'll go this way, actually. Take it from the top, glide down. Yeah, but I do like this quest, that it actually involves Dehya and her past and her story. I definitely like that. That she's, like, actually the main character in the quest. Whoa, that's crazy.
Is this the entrance? We sure didn't run into much trouble on the way here.
Should be. I don't think they have enough manpower left to post guards and defend their perimeters.
This is a cool view from here, though. You have the new area, the swirling vortex of sand, the mountains, and then you look this way and it's all of the ruins and pyramids. Very cool view. Okay, we go in. We go in, we make a mess. Pyro. Do we actually need pyro? Do we actually need pyro? I say we don't. I say we don't need pyro. Might regret that statement, but we go in anyways. Oh wait, Dehya's pyro.
Wow. Paimon didn't expect it to look like this on the inside.
They should all be holed up in here. Don't know how many people they've got left, though.
Who cares? We'll round up all of them.
Still, we should be careful. Even if they've only got one shot left, it could still take us out.
I've fought through many situations like this before.
Yeah, we'll know what they're really capable of once we've landed some hits on them. Deshret's relics may have been a force to be reckoned with before, but their name means nothing now.
Yeah, they don't stand a chance with you here. I'll take the lead. I've been here once before.
He better not be a spy. He better not be undercover. I'm so distrusting of all these NPCs. Genshin is the king of very cool views. Yeah. Definitely one of the few that I've seen some pretty cool views on. Oh yeah, I forgot we're fighting with some of these guys. All right, we'll be Dehya. Oh wait, that's not Dehya. 5.
Buckle up.
All right, we got it, team. We got it. Let's go. Yeah, I'll see how Dehya heals. She's got 43,000 HP. That's kind of crazy.
Here comes the catch.
Look alive.
All right, her burst is almost there. We got it. Where's the last guy?
You're dead meat.
Well, she can at least take out one she can at least take out one
I'll settle this.
Scatter.
NPC. She can take out one mob with her burst.
Let's get it on.
She's not that bad.
I'm getting sick.
Not that great, but not that bad.
Busted.
Oh wait. Oh, don't die. Don't die, Shinobu. I haven't leveled her up that much yet.
Buckle up, you ain't messing around.
Wait, is there any more? Oh yeah.
Hi.
So she had 36. She has 36 right now. It looks like she does 36.
This way, follow me. We're almost there.
And she already started healing, so it must be over 40%.
Wait! They went charging ahead without checking for any traps!
Hey, you guys okay?
It seems like we just got trapped in here. Don't think we triggered anything else.
Watch out, the enemy's coming from ahead.
Well, now that things have come to this, seems we'll have to fight our way through.
Don't worry about us. We knew something like this could happen. Go and take a look around. There could still be another way through. Let's go! We can't let the boss down!
Let's check if there's another way! The sooner we can make it through to help them, the better!
Yeah, you guys got it! Woo!
Let's see. I think I see a way through over there, but it's being blocked by something. Let's try our luck with that mechanism.
Okay, let's go!
Yeah. But she's not healing now. I'm confused about her healing mechanism. She was healing a second ago. Maybe it's like by the amount of damage she takes. Still kind of confused about that. Okay, the mechanism. Adjust the height and color of the light so it might be properly received. Okay. We'll raise it and then change color. Okay, we got it.
To ashes!
Here you are.
Nice! The other day, well, actually it was yesterday, I had the wrong artifacts on Alhaitham the entire time because I realized I gave him back to Nahida for Spiral Abyss.
Another mechanism like the one before.
But I didn't notice until the very end of playing.
We just need to adjust it a little.
Because he was doing just fine. I was like, well, that's just the way Alhaitham is. But I'm glad, rotate the device obstructing the light. The device will descend, okay. All right, so one of them is going this way. Now that is lit up, okay. We still have this one. Maybe another one will raise. Had the same issue with Alhaitham's sword and forgot to put a circlet on.
Game's up.
Yeah. Oh wait, 5. Yes, Dehya. Okay, yeah, let's see the burst. I'm pretty sure this doesn't work with... No. Yeah, it doesn't work with... Yelan's. That's okay, though. I really wish it did, though.
Stand with me!
Flicker.
Okay, nice. We're getting some chests. I take that. Same, I wish I worked with Xingqiu, Yelan Burst too. Yeah, I think that would make it really good. I mean, it seems like you need to have a lot of energy recharge on her to make her burst like constantly. So I don't really know if people are using the E on her a lot or what, but I definitely think that...
Out of my way!
Defract!
I definitely think she would be a lot better if you could use it. If it was considered normal attacks.
Gotcha.
Look alive!
Things are about to get dicey.
Wait.
Gloves off!
But it does really look cool, though. It looks very cool. And she looks so good. Just traversing, she looks so cool. I love the way that she looks. Yeah, if she worked with Beidou / Yelan or Xingqiu, I think there would be a lot more possibilities for her. It makes me sad she doesn't. All right, we gotta figure out the puzzle. So we have to change color here a couple of times. Okay, this is right. Gotta raise it up. Okay, and then we change color. Then we change color over here. Make that one go down. Okay, and then we also change color again. This looks really cool in here, though. Nice. Oh, the chest! The chest! Let's go!
I wasn't expecting anyone to make it through from the other side. But as a desert dweller, I suppose we should be used to our folks defying all expectations.
Wow, they look like the heroes with that entrance.
Don't waste your breath. You have nowhere to run.
Run? Had I wanted to run, I would have fled 1,000 times already. I witnessed the golden age of Deshret's relics. Even if I could leave this place behind, all that awaits me now are endless days of humiliation and ruin. Even now, my brothers and I still believe in one thing. The greatest should never live to remember their fall.
So you want to go out in a blaze of glory?
Dehya can help with that.
Let us draw our weapons! We will show them the true power King Deshret bestowed upon his followers.
Okay, let's go!
They are but two, while we hold within ourselves the entirety of the relic's glory. Wave 1, charge! Eliminate them!
Oh, we have waves. We have waves, I see. All right. Oh, I keep clicking out at them.
Scatter!
Let's get it on!
Let's get it on. Let's go, Dehya.
Hi! Lightning terrified!
Busted.
Okay, there's one.
We're just getting started.
I assume it's gonna be progressively harder, maybe. Yeah, she does. The E looks pretty good with Yelan's burst. That I don't have a problem with.
Dead meat.
The vaporize works pretty well there.
King Deshret will not abandon any one of his followers.
So I think there definitely can be things with Yelan, the vaporize.
Now you're testing my patience.
Yeah, not as bad as I thought.
To ashes.
I think it still works. Oh wait, I'm still on the wrong person.
Look alive. Yeah.
Except her attacks are kind of slow. That's the only problem.
You asked for it.
All right, you got it, Dehya. You got it.
Brothers, with me, this is where we'll prove our faith.
Do you all just want to die?
None of us plan to leave this place alive!
I haven't seen the Dehya taking damage for people yet, though. Oh, okay. It's over. It's over. We did it.
The commander's
Woo!
finally fallen.
But they're still coming at us! This place is like a gladiator's ring. They just keep coming no matter how many we beat!
Yes, keep fighting! There's no need to fear, and no need to back down! This is our last stand!
When the next wave comes, try to draw away their attacks. I'm going to see if I can take out that high platform.
Oh, they're coming. The team is coming.
Get out of my
Very
way.
slowly. They're getting
Come
here.
and face me, Michel! So they've broken through the front as well.
Apologies, Lord Michal. They fight like absolute madmen. No matter how much we throw at them, they just keep coming for more.
So, it would seem like this is the end.
Time to pay for everything you've done, Michel.
You think I would give you that opportunity? I will be buried in the sand alongside all the rest of our fading glory.
Hey, wait!
Don't go. Yeah, you got a team. Yeah, you got it. Run after him. Wait, he just collapsed?
Late.
It's over. There's no more need to fight. But if you're still going to cling on to your so-called mercenary's pride, then I'll give you all a good beating as well.
Hey, Dehya! I found the mechanism. I'll get you all back up here right away.
Okay. Sounds good. I like the way the chest looks in this domain. Makes it look so flashy with all the fire glinting off of it.
Let's go.
Glittering off of it. Probably is better. Okay, we done? Yeah, I love Dehya's design so much. Man. Her eyes, though. Sheesh. Yeah, I'm no different from those guys. Those guys in the first part of the quest. The Blazing Beasts. Might as well just call me a member of the Blazing Beasts. What is this? Activate. Oh yeah, activate elevator. Wait, no. Wait for me. Come back. All right, there we go.
Who are you filthy rats? And why are you always pestering us?
You call yourself a member of the infamous Deshret's relics, and you still can't even tell who's made it all the way to your headquarters?
Who knows what intent a bunch of rats may have? We try to catch a couple, and you all just show up on the other side instead. How are we supposed to figure out what you're after?
We're not rats, we're beasts. We're blazing beasts.
Hey, have you ever heard of a man by the name of Kusela?
Why would I know? It's not like I'm in charge or anything.
This is your last chance to talk.
Hey, I said I don't know anything. I'm just an average member here. I'm telling the truth. If you're here to find someone, why don't you look through the records yourselves? Who can remember every name and face with so many people coming in and out every day?
The irony. His life became a light for so many, yet to others, it wasn't even worth remembering. Where's the records room? Answer me!
It's right over there. All the files are in there. You can go through them as much as you want. It's not like any of them still matter anyway.
I mean the old records room.
The old records room? You mean the one that got burned down? Kusela. Ah, yeah, I remember him now. The guy who could hardly walk.
Watch your mouth. That's our boss you're talking about.
He was definitely faking it. We all let our guard down as soon as we saw him come hobbling in. But in the short time it supposedly took him to take a dump, he'd already gotten away and started a fire in the records room. He couldn't have possibly outrun us if he wasn't a fraud. And after that, Deshret's relics fell into complete disarray.
Wait, so he didn't die?
Stop wasting our time. Every one of us here is perfectly aware of what he had done. Tell me, where is the old records room?
It's just over there. Go see it for yourself if it means that much to you.
He maybe died in the fire?
There's nothing left in there but ashes. No human could ever survive that kind of inferno.
Bashar, Tikriti, let's go. We'll leave the others here to guard these guys. Spare them no mercy if they try anything.
All right. Wow, there's quite a few of you. Wait, where? It's over here. Ooh. Oh wait, okay, so there's a room right there. But what are all these other rooms? Okay, sure. Yeah, because I thought he was killed by the guys. After he had burned down a lot of this place.
So, this was his final destination. How did he do it? Getting past all the guards with a limp and sneaking in here to start a fire? If he was nimble enough to do that, then he must have been able to get out of here after starting the fire, right?
I don't know.
Dehya.
I'm sorry. I know it's just wishful thinking. Let's look around. Maybe we can find something that's been left behind.
Everyone searches around the room.
Is this a cane? It must be the one that Dehya's father used.
Kusela.
Thanks for everything, boss.
We're fortunate to somehow find that cane after that fire.
Let's split up and look around some more. What if something else has been left behind?
Okay, if he shows up at the end of this quest, I can't decide if I'm gonna be like ecstatic for Dehya or if I'm gonna say, they should have kept him dead.
But what else could survive a fire like that?
Huh?
Maybe he did. Maybe he did survive. Oh.
Thought so.
Wait! Isn't that the toy sword you played with as a child?
The dragon
Oh,
is
she's so
no
cute.
more, for Princess Dehya has slain it. Its head now hangs above the city gates. Her bravery has brought eternal peace and prosperity to us all. Dehya, come on. This is the most important line.
You can do it.
But Dehya, you defeated the dragon. Everyone's waiting for your speech. Still too shy, huh? All right, I'll do it. I hereby proclaim our victory. Evil shall plague us no more.
Oh.
I hereby proclaim our victory. Evil shall plague us no more, Dad.
Oh, that's so cute. Wow. The whole story was shared with the Core of 30, which finally joined the investigation in the name of restoring order. The members of Deshret's relics are brought to justice.
What's this?
Think I missed something there. But that was really cute. Oh. We got you some snacks and drinks, all on Paimon's tab. Paimon's tab means our tab.
Don't you remember? You asked Paimon what she would do if she were to wake up tomorrow with loads of money. And Paimon said that she would get boatloads of tasty snacks. You looked super confused at the time, but said it was an adorable thing to say. These opportunities don't come by often. So today, Paimon's gonna treat you to a special crash course on Paimon's life philosophy.
Man, this looks so good though. I don't know what a lot of these foods are, but they look really good and also ginormous. They look so big. I would be full just from a single bite of this wrap thing over here. Man, I'm ready for dinner. I'm ready. Wow, that was really cute though. I feel kind of confused because it transitioned so quickly and I missed reading all that stuff, but that was really cute. I think it was the right choice not to have him like show up alive, even though it would have been like, oh, she's reunited with her dad. She gets like a chance to be with him. But I think, yeah, that was really cute at the end. Oh, she rarely spends her allowance on other people. It's really my treat, but you get the point. Yeah, it is our treat.
Hey, this way you get something from the both of us for the price of one. Anyway, the point is that you should eat to your heart's content. You'll feel better for sure once you've gotten something in your tummy. Dunyarzad will also be here shortly. She's already heard that we're back.
Aw, thanks, you two. Honestly, this is very unlike me. I just had a lot on my mind on our way back, so I didn't know what to say. My chest was filled with all kinds of intense emotions. They just shook me even more than all the feelings we've shared during our previous adventures. But when everything came to an end, those emotions also vanished without a trace, and I was left feeling more empty than ever before. It was as if I'd lost the thing that was most important to me.
Everything just happened so fast.
Yeah, you're right. To many mercenaries, Mora is the most important thing in the world. But perhaps to us, it's the most worthless thing of all. Idrisi and the others all used to say that they would quit if there was no Mora to be had. But when it came to avenging my father, there was no Mora to be made anywhere. My reality shattered when I found out that the father who always told me hero stories was in fact a bad guy. But look at me now. Am I any different? Despite all my promises about never forgiving him and never trying to understand him, I still went to such lengths to find out the truth and nearly even shed tears for his sake. We're hypocrites, all of us.
You should never question your true feelings, though.
Yeah, you're right. It's just a pity that we often only recognize our true feelings after it's already too late.
That's true. That is true. But it's nice that she can have a better memory of her dad. That he always carried that toy sword with him, and that he actually did a lot of these things for her.
You're back! Are all of you all right?
Ah, there she is.
Yeah. Many people from the Corps of 30 came over, and I just wrapped up everything with my dad. All I can do now is wait for their verdict. Huh? Dehya, you're looking quite down again.
Paimon will explain. A lot happened while we were gone.
Once Paimon finishes telling the story, Junior Zod begins to cry.
Sorry. I really should have
And
controlled
something
my
else.
emotions better. I just...
It's all right, my lady. You were hurt by all of this as well. Truth be told, I'm starting to feel a little guilty watching you cry like this.
Dehya, your pain must be even worse. You shouldn't need to comfort me.
Hey, don't worry about me. If anything, this whole thing has finally shown me the difference between illusion and reality. My father probably thought that people could settle into new lives as long as they moved to a new environment. That thought has even crossed my mind a few times. It's like saying, what's wrong with adapting to a new life? However, there was always something deep within my mind that refused to accept it. This impulse brought me great turmoil, and even made me feel ashamed for turning my back on your father's kindness. But now that I consider it again, it all makes sense. The desert sands are a part of who I am, and I will never be able to lead a peaceful existence.
I understand how you feel.
That doesn't mean I won't be making any changes to my life, though. As an example, I'm now thinking about taking on some small odd jobs. It's just like Idrisi said. I also want to catch up to my father and become a character in his play. Even if the ending of the story may be childish and ridiculous, it won't really matter.
Isn't that neat, though? Oh, you'll be a whole new kind of mercenary, one that's not out for Mora. Why don't we go for a change of scenery once we finish eating? What about stopping by the Grand Bazaar again?
Right. You said you wanted to get a rug for your family.
We'll come along too.
It's always more fun when everyone's together.
I can't thank you enough for taking care of me this entire time.
Kind of a somber, not necessarily somber, but not the most happy conclusion to the quest. Obviously, Dehya's confronting a lot of feelings here about her father and about, I mean, what she knows about her life, pretty much. And the things that she's accomplished on her own and will accomplish in the future. But I don't know, I think it was nice to know that her dad really cared about her like that and wanted her to live a life.
Oh, this rug here is quite something.
That wasn't necessarily tied to
The craftsmanship is exquisite, and the fabric is also of high quality.
To the whatever it was called. Deacon, yeah, Al-Ahmar.
Ah, here you are. Finally, I found you.
Hey, aren't you that mercenary who bit his tongue? You can still talk?
Oh, yeah, poor guy.
Wait, are you here to take revenge on us?
What are you talking about? Do I look like I could take you all in a fight? I just came here to give you something. I'll be on my way to give myself up to the Corps after this.
Are you still missing a bit of your tongue, my guy? Oh.
Once I woke up, I hurried to the Khan Al-Ahmar's camp, hoping to alert them to your presence.
That's actually awful, but I can't tell.
But when I got there, I found
Maybe
no
it's
one
just
except
numb.
the members who were still too injured to move.
I think he actually didn't bite off his tongue, but yeah, it just hurts. His tongue is a little puffy.
Ah, so you probably got there after us.
Yeah, they told me that they had exacted their revenge, and everyone had turned themselves in to the authorities. Even that last camp was not going to last for much longer. I had joined the cause to repay an old favor from Kusela. Now that everyone's already turned themselves in, I might as well do the same. One of the injured members gave this box to me, and told me that it contained some of the old man's last possessions. Everything left in the camp will get confiscated, so I figured I should get this to you before the court could get their hands on it.
Thank you.
No worries. We are all just living our own truths. There's no need to comment or judge anyone for it.
Okay, yeah.
So this box contains everything that Dia's father left behind. Huh. It feels lighter than expected.
Well, back in the day, the first thing he did with any Mora was spend it on things like drinks and meat. But let's see what's inside. What's this? It's just a bunch of junk. It kinda stinks.
Perhaps it's just been left unopened for too long.
Little musty.
A handwritten copy of a storybook. The paper's already yellowed, and it looks like it's about to fall apart. It was against the Academia's rules to possess books for personal use. If he was going to break that rule, he could have at least copied something useful.
It was against the Academia's rules to possess books for personal use? Is that still a thing?
That probably means this was really important to him.
And here are a few bags of children's snacks. The packaging's completely deteriorated. Maybe that's where the smell was coming from.
Did he get those for you?
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. Even when I was a child, I was never a fan of these kinds of snacks. He'd always say that he got them for me, but in the end, he always ate more than I ever did. Who even leaves snacks in a box like this anyway? Isn't that just common sense? Forget it. Let me see what else is in here. A razor, some buttons, some round iron tiles, a wooden toy puppet, a wool scarf, which from the looks of it probably belonged to a woman, and a hair clip? Why are these things here?
I'm suddenly feeling a little scared.
I'm sorry, my lady, but this is just the kind of man he was. He probably saw this box as some kind of personal trash heap and dumped any and everything in there.
I don't know, it might be from our mom.
2 empty liquor bottles. Tell me, you guys, are these the kinds of things that a normal person would leave behind?
I don't know. I don't think the things that I would leave behind when I'm dead will be that impressive either. It will probably be some sentimental things, some clothes, some other crap. Nah. What an interesting man.
Huh? There's something in the bottle!
Oh, you're right. All right, I got it out. It seems to be a piece of paper with some writing on it. The bottom part's all damaged from moisture, though. Let's hope the writing didn't smudge. I was suddenly seized with an urge to write a letter after finishing this bottle. I just folded it up and left it in the bottle, though. If I end up forgetting about it, it won't really matter. To Dehya. It's a letter for me?
You don't need to read it out loud.
It's all right. I'll just read it out. If he went to the trouble of writing a letter, there must have been some important things that he wanted to say. Or at least record down.
My condition's becoming worse and worse. Can't even walk without a cane anymore, much less go out and have fun. Guess I don't have many days left. If you're reading this letter, then I suppose I'm already long gone. You were adorable as a baby. Everyone loved you. And regardless of whether you were crying or laughing, everyone enjoyed having you in the group. But once you grew a bit older, you were no longer nearly as happy or cute. It's probably Idrisi's fault. He was never up to any good.
Can you believe this guy? He can point the finger at himself.
Anyway, back to the point. To summarize, I'm writing this so you would know not to feel sad for me, even if you end up finding out the truth. The reason being that I was never your father to begin with.
Oh, damn.
Wait, what?
That's a shocker.
Surely, he must be joking, right?
Would he joke about that?
I don't know.
I was quite formidable when I was young, and 100 times cooler than some so-called flame main. Really felt like the whole world was under my feet. With just a teeny tiny bit of effort, I felt I could rule over the entire desert. But as fate would have it, I went out into the desert for a drink one day and discovered a baby in the sands. It was you. You were just lying there, small and helpless. You were so tiny that if the wind blew for just a little while longer, you would have been buried forever. But your cries were so loud they made my head hurt. Now that I think of it, you really were a bundle of energy.
Sounds like he's serious.
I told Idrisi and the others that I had slipped up with a woman while out and about. None of them even doubted me. I'm sorry that I had to lie to them for so long, but I really had no other choice. I was their most esteemed leader, after all. It's not like I could just tell them that I suddenly wanted to play at being a father. At this rate, I'll puke up all the liquor I just drank from this bottle. Anyway, Dehya, you possess the kind of freedom and kindness that we could only dream of. As far as how you should live your life, that'll be up to you to decide.
Oh no, that fade out kind of took the emotion out of it for me, but oh wow. That's still very, very cute.
That's the end of the letter. In the end, he was still thinking of me as a little child.
But isn't that also a good thing?
I suppose, or I would have suffocated under the sand a long time ago.
That's true.
He was a good father to you. The fact that he wasn't a blood relative doesn't change that.
Yeah. It's just a pity that we had to learn the truth of everything like this.
Do you already have some ideas about the decision that he wanted you to make?
I do. If he first found me alone in the sands, then I want to try my hand at finding the person who abandoned me.
We still have our chance at a playable character, father. Let's go. Well, not really, because this guy was pretty cool.
I just have one wish. To tell them a story. That there once existed a childish and foolish jerk with a heart of gold.
Oh.
And that only under his care was I able to grow and mature into the person I am today.
If you end up finding any leads, can you share them with us? We go on adventures all the time. Maybe we'll be able to find some information for you.
She says it like she doesn't appreciate him at all, but we know better, right, guys? That's sweet.
Sure, I appreciate it. I wasn't expecting you to be so enthusiastic.
I also don't want to see his efforts go to waste. I don't want you to stop going forward.
I'll help too.
Thank you. All of you. Thank you so much.
She basically said, I want to find my real parents so that I can say, suck it, I had a better dad than you guys will ever be. That's what she was saying there.
My life has certainly had its twists and turns, but I've always considered myself lucky. Because no matter where I've gone, I've always been surrounded by incredible kindness.
Yeah, that was sweet. Wow, a story quest about the character. A rare find indeed. There you go. Oh, I'm stuck on the door. Man, Dehya's awesome. And also her dad was kind of awesome too. Love this story, yeah. Very cute. Yeah, it had its cute moments, it's sad moments, it has some action in there a little bit, but just the fact that it was actually about Dehya and her history, her backstory, what she feels as a person, all of those, top tier. Haven't found that in a long time. Really the only time we've seen that in all of the Sumeru story quests. So I'd say that's a pretty big accomplishment right there. Maybe we're going in the right direction. Maybe. Or maybe it's just a little miracle every region for the story quest.